I'm looking at some of the wide receivers who may be available, and Drew Rosenhaus, superagent Drew Rosenhaus, has 3 of them that now he's saying may become available as far as the trade goes. Chad Johnson, Plexico Burress, Anquan Boldin. And wouldn't it be interesting if all of a sudden you traded Chad Johnson to Arizona for Anquan Boldin to Cincinnati? I mean, he's in a position now as Drew Rosenhaus, with these 3 clients to make a difference. I mean, he can move them around everywhere. The key is finding a trade. Giants players say they want Plexico Burress. We know that. We absolutely know that he's a difference maker on the field, as all 3 of these guys are. But with Plexico Burress, the Giants, I believe, have a better chance to win with him. Can you go with the headache? It's similar like Terrell Owens. I mean, can you go with the constant badgering? But I know that the players feel pretty good about Plexico Burress. So do they move him? Do the Giants say, okay, we've had enough? Or do the Giants, as the players have stated, want Plexico Burress around? So can he come back and mature a little bit? Chad Johnson, I believe Chad Johnson's taken a step back in his career and has gone too much talk. I'm a huge Chad Johnson fan. Always have been. Think he's got enormous talent. But Chad's got caught up too much in the flash and dash. He's become a flashy wide receiver that's going to end up being a flash in the pan the second half of his career if he doesn't take care of his business. And I don't care that he's been on Cincinnati. Chad needs to go back to refocus on being a football player and a celebrity second, because his celebrity is going to come. Everybody loves him. He's got a wonderful personality. He's not getting arrested off the field. He's just doing his thing, okay? But doing his thing has been a distraction to the team. I think the team wants to move him. I don't believe that they want him as a part of this football team. Now, there may be some who do. You may have a divided front office, a divided locker room, and a divided coaching staff. Chad Johnson's a hell of a talent. But I got to get more out of Chad Johnson. It can't be it's the excuse at the Cincinnati Bengals. Quite frankly, T.J. Houshmandzadeh has been a better player than Chad Johnson for the last 2 or 3 years. So he's, in my opinion, he's been the number one. So Chad, who's tough and who likes to get after, but all the flash and all the I'm Chad Johnson and the way he goes about his business interview-wise, I think it's time. He has fun. I love Chad for having fun. But Chad Johnson's got to refocus on being a football player, or he's just going to start to fizzle away, and people aren't going to take him serious. And I'm not sure his own teammates take him serious right now. But if you're Cincinnati, you can move him for something good. I think I'd try, because I think it's run its course in Cincinnati. If I'm the general manager, the head coach there, I think it's time to move Chad Johnson along. Now, if I'm Arizona, I do everything I can to roll out a red carpet and make sure Anquan Boldin stays in Arizona. Kurt Warner's decision, they're about to get into contract negotiations with him. Obviously, Anquan Boldin comes back. If I was a quarterback at that stage of my career and was as good as Kurt Warner, I'd probably throw the Anquan Boldin card out there too. Do you want him back? This is a great player, not just a good player, great player. He's better than the other two. He's better than Burress, better than Chad Johnson. I'd take Anquan Boldin that fast, quicker than those other 2 guys, and those other 2 guys are Pro Bowl caliber players. So if I can get Boldin on my team and keep him there, Arizona's building something. But the foundation of losing Anquan Boldin will be huge, because he's a home run hitter, a run after the catch guy. I know he's disgruntled, but if I'm Arizona's front office, and I don't always like this, that you cater to a player's needs who's under contract, but he's highly underpaid. Anquan Boldin deserves more money. If you have to have people restructure, do it, because your team is better with Anquan Boldin. If I'm picking 5 or 6 receivers in this league, I'm not leaving Anquan Boldin out. That's how good this guy is. He's a prized client for Drew Rosenhaus, and he's a prized player for the Arizona Cardinals. But, man, this is kind of nice, because if you don't think in the draft you're going to get the receiver you want, like a Macklin or a Crabtree, you're sitting there thinking, man, can we move some of these disgruntled guys? Do we have to give up a first round to get Plexico Burress these days? Chad Johnson's stock has plummeted because he's a little bit of, because a bit of malcontent. So can we get him for a late first rounder or maybe a second rounder? So you're thinking as a coach that goes after these veterans, is the first rounder worth it? Because I don't know if I can't guarantee a first round quarterback can play, but I can guarantee that Burress and Johnson can play. But if you're going to go with Boldin, you're going to have to give up a lot more, because this is the best of the 3. That being said, you got 3 guys who can make an impact on your team. All the 2 teams, the Giants and Arizona, if you can keep your guy in house, I think it'd probably work. Although I understand why the Giants would move Plexico Burress. Cardinals, Anquan Boldin got to stay. Cardinals got to do everything they can unless they get a blockbuster deal. And with Chad Johnson, it's time for Cincinnati to move him out, for him to get a fresh start. I think he can be a better player somewhere else. And I know you're rewarding him by getting him out, but the truth of the matter is the Cincinnati Bengals are floundering with less than mediocrity with Chad Johnson there. They should focus their energy on keeping Houshmandzadeh. He's their best receiver. I'm Sean Salisbury for Open Sports.
Did you know you could win an autographed jersey from John Elway? Sign up for the Drive Offseason Challenge today and get an automatic entry, then play every day for daily prizes at opensports.com.